It's Thursday and time for a check on foreign media coverage of events here in this part of the world. As always, I have Kim Sung-yeon here in the studio with me. Sung-yeon, welcome back.
Great to see you again, Sunny. So as you can imagine, all the buzz throughout the weekend, international media was on Squid Game star Oh Yeong-su. And then, of course, a lot of coverage on North Korea with the latest missile test. Also, we're going to come to local issues, the latest employment data, and lastly, a story on kimchi exports that I came across. So let's dive right in. Major foreign media outlets were singing praises for Squid Game star Oh Yeong-su this week for winning the Best Supporting Actor in Television Award at this year's Golden Globes. CNN noted that his victory marks the first time a Korean TV drama or actor had been nominated and won the award, adding the triumph was announced at a private online ceremony as this year's Golden Globes was scaled down due to a boycott over ethical issues surrounding the event's organizers. In the meantime, Reuters reported that Oh beat out many high-profile nominees as well, further mentioning that Oh's achievement comes after Yoon Yo-jang won Best Supporting Actress at last year's Academy Awards. The Golden Globes is generally regarded as a bellwether for the results at the Academy Awards later in the year. And in Newsweek, it highlighted that before Squid Game, non-English shows have never been nominated or won in a major category at the Golden Globes before.
Right, quite a remarkable feat right there. Moving on, Sung-yeon, as you mentioned, North Korea topped international headlines this week with yet another show of military might. Tell us more.
Yes, Sunny. So as we know, North Korea on Tuesday test-fired a ballistic missile, and it was for the second time in a week. And the launch occurred as the UN Security Council met at the UN headquarters in New York to discuss the North's last ballistic missile test. So the New York Times cited a defense analyst who say the latest tests indicate that the North has been developing more sophisticated means of delivering nuclear and other warheads. The analyst added that some of the missiles the North has tested since 2019 have used solid fuel and have made mid-air maneuvers, making them more difficult to intercept. Now, AP News was highlighting that Tuesday's launch comes as North Korean leader Kim Jong-un continues to advance his weapons programs in the face of international sanctions, economic recession, and stalled dialogue with the United States. With Tuesday's launch, North Korea appears to be making progress with what it claims to be a hypersonic missile, but experts who spoke to AP pointed out that North Korea needs more successful and longer-range tests that would take several years, perhaps, before such a weapon is actually ready.
I see. Across the border here, back here in South Korea, and on the economic front, like you mentioned, Korea's unemployment rate has fallen to its lowest in 7 years, right?
That's right, Sunny. So it looks like the local labor market is continuing to recover, thankfully, even though the government's new COVID-19 restrictions. In fact, the last month, employers here in Korea added the most number of jobs since 2014. So data on Wednesday showed that Korea added 773,000 jobs in December compared to the same period last year. Bloomberg explained that economic uncertainty has been growing recently due to the fast spread of Omicron, but December's figures suggest the labor market has been recovering even as the government added new curbs to fight the pandemic. Bloomberg noted that the government's job report comes at an important time, just days before the next policy meeting by the Bank of Korea, which has strongly hinted at further interest rate hikes. Bloomberg also cited an economist who saw this data as indication that the labor market could become even more robust when the Omicron variant eventually passes, while also reducing inflationary pressure through improvements in the labor supply.
Right, Sung-yeon, staying with the economy, I hear exports of Korea's kimchi hit a new high in the year 2021.
Yes, Sunny. So the popularity of our side dish kimchi certainly has been growing internationally, with kimchi exports hitting an all-time high last year, according to data. So this story was also covered by Business Standard, with data from Korea's Agriculture Ministry showing that outbound shipments of kimchi came to a record $159.9 million last year, resulting resulting in a trade surplus of $19.2 million in the sector. So this is the first time in 12 years that Korea registered a surplus in the trade of kimchi. And the report further noted that kimchi exports grew an average of 18% annually in the last 5 years. Moreover, the number of importing countries also increased to 89 last year from 61 nations in 2011. Business Standard noted that the rise in kimchi exports comes amid the global popularity of Korean cultural content, and that Hallyu, or the Korean wave, has had a visible knock-on effect on other industries as well.
And hopefully that trend will continue. All right, Sung-yeon, thank you for your coverage.
The pleasure is mine.